Hello, wrestling fans, YouTubers, and to my subscribers. This is Hollywood Eric 86. I have a new lighting thing here because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the WrestleMania rant that I had promised. And ladies and gentlemen, my special guest right now, here he is, Cryptic Gamer from Cryptic Gaming Network, and he is the reason for this big good lighting that we have. And I apologize that it's been so long, but he is a professional YouTuber, and his time finally is freed for this. And this is something that I have anticipated for a while because he, as I'm going to explain now, is the brother-in-law that I told you about that is a huge wrestling fan just like me. And that would mean Desire RVRs is my sister. That was a little best kept secret until now. So, on with it now. But before we get to the WrestleMania rant, as I promised my subscribers, what was your partake of the Fastlane main event that was originally supposed to be asked during my Fastlane rant when you wasn't able to be here?
Man, that feels so long ago. You gotta.
It was the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Dean Ambrose triple threat. #1 contendership match. I know it's been a while. It's been a minute.
Well, this video is coming out, of course, after WrestleMania.
Yep, and after Monday Night Raw.
That's my fault. Don't be mad at him. Like he stated, I'm a professional YouTuber. I had a lot on my plate.
Yep.
I was transitioning over from what he's currently struggling with, not having all the equipment he needs, transitioning over to professional equipment, and I had a lot of stuff to do, a lot of catching up to do, and I was just so busy. That was my fault, not his. For you guys, he was on my butt every day, so you know.
Yeah.
So you know. When we gonna do it, I need you, I need you. And I finally just said, it's probably not going to happen until after Mania.
Yeah, and I told him that in my Sting retirement rant I did a couple days ago.
Fastlane. Oh man, Sting retirement. That hit me off guard.
Yeah, I have a lot of feelings on it, and I did the good side of my feelings.
You are a bigger Sting fan than I am, but I can't even imagine from your perspective.
Yeah,
mine. You guys don't know this. I'm not trying to give a little layout of your room, but this man has a picture right above where the camera's at right now.
Yep, on my stand.
Meeting Sting when he was a little kid.
Yep, everybody that was probably seen my video last time had said it, and if anybody on here or anybody gets wind of it that wants proof, I will gladly show them when the time comes. They've already stated about my retirement video, and I already mentioned that you'd be here and that it wasn't your fault. But yeah, and I told the people, because that was originally the question we were going to do, is about the Fastlane main event, which was triple threat between the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and fucking Dean Ambrose, the lunatic fringe.
We're going to start this off by, I'm going to say from 100%, I am not unbiased in this situation. I am a huge Brock Lesnar fan. I do not agree that he should have been the one to beat the streak. I don't think they should have fought at Mania. Because I think they should have... The reason that Brock Lesnar, in my all opinion, won at WrestleMania 30 was to preserve the fact that Taker had never beat him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only reason. Because if they had let Taker beat him, it would have literally been the only reason he beat him was because it's WrestleMania.
Yeah,
so it wouldn't have been special. So they shouldn't have let him fight at Mania. That's all there is to it.
Well, I think that if Taker would have beat him at Mania, then we wouldn't have the debacle we had last year at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but long story short, I wanted to be honest about that. I am a Brock Lesnar fan.
So am I. Everybody knows
it. With that stated, I have my own reservations about Dean Ambrose. I like him, and I don't at the same time. There's things about him that I said, oh, if he stopped doing this, I would respect him more. And he stopped doing it, mostly the slap.
Yeah, slap fighting, yes. I mentioned that earlier in one of my early videos about him.
But then, one of my friends, you know him as Royal Blackness. He's my friend on PlayStation.
A lot of gamer friends that most people don't know. I have like other things I do.
We do a lot of work together, me and this guy. And we found some old footage from
Combat Zone Wrestling, and I've stated to my fans about him doing that with the fork, but what just irritates me about him...
My point was, the man earned my respect.
Yeah, he did too, but...
Back to Fastlane.
You can deviate it. I do that sometimes too.
I looked at Hollywood Eric here, and I said...
After it was over.
Well, beforehand, I said, if Brock Lesnar or Dean Ambrose... I said, Brock Lesnar first, number one, because I'm a fan. Number two, it makes sense that Brock Lesnar should win this match. Does not win at Fastlane, it better be Dean. Now, for you people out there who don't see Roman Reigns as the next Cena, it's okay. I'm not going to say who, but somebody I know very close to me used to believe that
it was me. Everybody knows that from Fastlane because I never uttered the words until that Fastlane rant. Yes, fans, I have a feeling he's John Cena 2.0 with him winning that. I've never uttered those words until that Fastlane rant and to here. And like I said, I will never lie to my audience. I'll lie to him off camera, but I'll never lie to you, the people, on my camera. I stated that in my Fastlane rant. So it's no secret that they know it's me.
The thing is, guys, if you don't like John Cena, and he's been very, very...
Oh, my God.
I don't like John Cena either.
Oh. Me and Tyrone share a secret.
Yeah. Long story short.
And Bruce Blitz.
If you've had issues with the last 8 to 10 years of wrestling because of John Cena, and you're sitting there riding the Roman train, understand that damn train is going to derail very soon, and you guys are going to see that it's all again. It's all started again. Roman Reigns himself as a man, I have nothing against him as a man. From what I understand, he's a tremendous father. He is a tremendous athlete. He's not so good on the mic. He never has been. He needs to work on that. Well, the problem was the character of Roman Reigns was awesome when he was in the team you don't like.
Oh, the Shield. I've already mentioned that. I liked him in the Shield. Him and Rollins.
He was an amazing character. He didn't talk a whole lot. That was a good thing.
Yeah.
Because one of his weaknesses is his promos. Another thing is he was just a powerhouse. That's all they build him as. Mm-hmm. Not an endurance man, just a powerhouse. Now he's been repackaged, and he's going, he's the same. No. Is he coming through the crowd now? No, because the reason they didn't come through the crowd at WrestleMania was very simple. Because thank you, Roman Reigns, by the way, for answering the question, what is it like to be booed out of the building by over 100,000 people?
Yeah. And what was the
shame? John Cena returns at WrestleMania 32. And he gets more fucking cheers than Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and you kind of skipped ahead on that, but that's cool. We can deviate and do whatever we want.
Wrestling. Long story short.
It's fine. No, I deviate to WrestleMania.
I looked dead at you and I said, the only way Roman can't win this match. They can't be that blocked. I said, we don't want him. We don't want him. We don't want him. We wanted him at Royal Rumble the year he didn't win. And that was that. Vince decides, well, now I'm going to listen a year later. Well, that's not how these things work.
Vince never listens. He's a douchebag. Everybody knows how I feel about him.
By doing what he thought we wanted, it backlashed. And a lot of things happened. Daniel Bryan becoming champion at 30, screwing over the return of Dave Bautista. Whether you like Dave Bautista or not, the man was brought in. The man was promised things. And because of Daniel Bryan, the fans wanting Daniel Bryan, Bautista was not given the things he was contractually obligated to. Let me get into that in a minute. If you have if you fully back CM Punk, this is one of the reasons he's seen what I was talking about Daniel Bryan. Because at the beginning, he wasn't too sure about the Daniel Bryan thing. He didn't know what to feel about it at the very, very beginning. And I said, you are okay with CM Punk leaving because he wasn't given what he was promised. And he said, yes, I'm okay with that. I said, then you need to be okay with Dave Bautista leaving. Because of what happened with Daniel Bryan, because of Vince listening to the fans and giving you what you wanted, Batista didn't get what he was promised in the contract. So he left. So if you guys sit there thinking, oh, well, Dave, he's nothing but a quitter, you can't do that and say it's okay for CM Punk to do it as well.
But it just goes back to what I stated beforehand about Daniel Bryan. I had the nickname for him, but due to his retirement, I'm going to be respectful and say it because I stated this in the Fastlane rant that Vince predicated to certain fans. That irritated me because I have a cousin who does the exact same thing, who was on the Yes Movement train and felt that he was the be-all, end-all. You don't do that. And he stands there and he says, oh, Randy Orton and Batista wouldn't sell at WrestleMania. Then what the fuck was the main event at WrestleMania going to happen when Roman Reigns won with Triple H? You think people wanted to see that? Hell fucking no, they didn't want to see that.
I'm surprised that half the audience didn't leave.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked.
I thought that there was going to be huge gaps.
Yeah.
I mean, bravo, Vince. You got them to stay. You know why they stayed? They prayed you would do a miracle.
Yeah, and let Hunter keep the belt.
Let Hunter keep the belt somehow. That's the only reason they fucking stayed.
And it just baffled me. But what was your opinion on that when you saw what they did, when Ambrose did to Lesnar and did
when Ambrose brought the chair out? I was like, oh, fuck, okay, well, this is pirate language.
No, I've used worse than that, don't worry.
He starts beating on them all. I'm like, okay, well, Roman, my problem was the moment Brock rolled out, I go, oh, God. Because I had a flashback of this motherfuckers glorious moment at WrestleMania 31 when Brock gets speared when he's trying to F5 a Seth Rollins.
They know I love
Brock
that because I
rolls
told
out
them.
of the ring and loses his title when he wasn't even involved in the decision. So when Brock rolled out after the chair attack, I was like, he's about to lose his triple threat again and not be involved in the decision.
And that's exactly what happened.
And, by the way, how that ended with a simple, by the way, weak-ass spear.
Goldberg would be ashamed.
What was the female wrestler who did the spear?
Charlotte does a spear.
She'd be ashamed of that.
Yeah.
And I'm not picking on women. I'm just saying women have done the spear harder than that.
Yep.
That was the most anticlimactic ending to a triple threat match I have ever seen.
Oh, my God.
When he covered Dean Ambrose, I was like, Dean has to kick out because that was nothing.
And he didn't.
And I was like, you, sir, don't deserve to be in a main event no more. And then what do? What the hell do they do the next night? They set it up for Brock and Dean at Mania, and I'm like,
what the fuck was the point? Like I had stated beforehand, when it came to the Wyatt family.
People are going to sit there and go, well, they had a good match. Well, if you would have made that a normal match, they wouldn't have had a good match.
Yeah, well, we're getting into that here once we're done. I just wanted to I told the fans in my Sting retirement rant, I would ask you first.
That was the beginning of the bull crap.
Yeah. Programming, though, in general, has been good. Especially with the return of, with the fans know the return of Shane McMahon.
We're doing the WrestleMania rant, right?
Yeah. And you can deviate a little bit, you can. If it doesn't matter, I do.
Not had a year in several years where I felt absolutely ashamed of Mania. I was one of the ones.
I was
wanted Shane to win.
We'll get to that here in a minute about how I was about that.
But, long story short, it's not necessarily that things didn't go my way. It was the quality of how things were put together.
Mm-hmm.
When it was all said and done, I watched, I was like, oh my God, well, at least I have the Raw after Mania to look forward to. That failed to deliver somewhat.
How? I thought it was a pretty good. I got my favorite NXT tag team debut, and that was awesome.
That was good.
Although they're going to make the Dudley Boys job again, which is going to piss me off.
I think the whole Charlotte thing went wrong. I think they should have brought Bayley. I think it was time, especially with her losing the belt.
I think they may do something else with that one. I think she may get another shot at Asuka.
This is the first year, without a doubt in my mind, that NXT, prior to Mania, overshadowed WrestleMania, overshadowed the Raw after Mania. NXT Dallas this year was the better program of all three.
Especially, and fans, I wanted to get this out because I want to wait the WrestleMania rant. If you have not seen NXT TakeOver Dallas, you need to see Sami Zayn versus the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Or the main event.
Yeah, or the main event. But that match was the match of the fucking night. That was by far one of the best matches. And just talking about it now gives me goosebumps again. I haven't had goosebumps for a match in a long time.
You could take
Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn tore the fucking house down. That was a match.
And I want to add this. That is true. That was match of the rear caliber material right there. But
my cousins even talked about that.
You could take the Intercontinental title match from WrestleMania.
That was good.
You could take the U.S. title match. Oh my God. We don't want to get into that. And you could take the WWE World Heavyweight match and the now Women's Championship. I almost misspoke.
Yeah, well, it was Divas then, but now it is, yeah.
You take all four of those matches, take all the high caliber crap that happened in them. You could put them in a damn blender and mix them up real good, and they still wouldn't live up to the Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe match.
Yeah. Nothing ever did. I mean, but that's the caliber that Triple H delivers on. And I've told you all that I like Hunter outside of his character and the authority.
I want to give Hunter credit, but it's not just Hunter. Hunter has amazing writers below him.
Yeah.
For NXT.
He doesn't hire the stupid people Vince has.
You know, Vince is bringing in soap. I'm not even kidding. You can look this up. Soap opera people.
I know.
I'm like...
That's how he believes wrestling is nowadays.
It's bad enough that we have to hear from non-wrestling fans, oh, well, that's just a male soap opera. We don't need that, because we already have to deal with the fact that we know it's not real.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the first thing people say.
But we don't use the sports entertainment garbage or anything on this channel. We use them as wrestling fans and wrestling.
And my comeback to that, you know, it's not real, is real simple. I go, you know any pro sport? it ain't about the sport anymore. It's about the money.
Yeah. Baseball is one, even though I love baseball.
You go to NFL, it ain't about the sport. It's about the money.
They have salary caps in the NFL, but it's baseball.
Go to baseball, it ain't about the sport. It's about the money.
The NFL, we don't even want to talk about the NFL.
Anymore, you want to see something damn good, you have to watch college on anything.
Yeah, well, that's not nothing bad. But see, and for me, wrestling fans, it's no secret. When I want to see real wrestling, I go watch the independent stuff like Ring of Honor and Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. How do you think I know all these NXT stars and how good they are? TNA used to have that. They do to a point, but they're not anymore. And ladies and gentlemen, you also need to see NXT Dallas because a former TNA star, which I don't give a shit, I'm ruining it anyway because it ain't going to air till April 12th, made an appearance at NXT Dallas because he asked for his release after he lost one of the tag titles. That's going to air April 12th. That's right, fans. A man who I never referred to as this, but I will now. The it factor of professional wrestling, Bobby Roode, was also in attendance at NXT TakeOver Dallas. His final match in Beer Money, won't air till April 12th, so there's a little spoiler for you wrestling fans. So if you guys have not seen NXT TakeOver Dallas, you need to see it. Because the Finn Balor Samoa Joe main event is amazing. And the Sami Zayn Shinsuke Nakamura match, you're going to see why I told you why he was the king of strong style. That man, I have never seen a man come from Japan with such greatness as he has. But just to throw that out there. Now, on to what we originally were because of that, the WrestleMania rant. And I know it's probably going to be longer than normal here because we deviated from the Fastlane one, which is what I wanted. That's why you're on here. Okay. And the WrestleMania was I kind of wanted WrestleMania because I thought the pay-per-view actually turned out to be good, with the exception of a few.
What do you want to talk about first?
It was I always start with the pre-show matches, which are now 3 instead of normally 1 or 2. The first one I don't agree with.
Neither one of us can speak on this really because neither one of us.
When I didn't really see the first one, but I did get rumors of it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
But I hated the fact that the U.S. title match was the opening fucking kickoff show. I hated that. They should have put that on there first. I wouldn't have cared if they put the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on the pre-show. It wouldn't bother me. But I'm glad that they didn't this time. But the U.S. title match between Kalisto and Ryback, I didn't care who won because I like both. But he, on the other hand, was very vocal because, like I said, he's the one that teases cruiserweights. And he's the reason I tease cruiserweights.
There are some that have earned my respect over the years.
Rey Mysterio definitely is not one.
No. My major issue with that, he was repackaged so he could have a mask in WWE. We all know
he changed his name.
WCW.
We've all seen his face in WCW. That's what I hate about Vince. Vince thinks we're stupid.
We've seen his face.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you're going to add something to his name and put a mask back on him.
Just take off the junior and make him Rey Mysterio.
Hell, we're not going to get into it, but one day on one of these shows when I'm here,
yeah,
I'm going to tell you how bad of an experience I had jumping over after the death of WCW.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get on to that. Plus, we're going to have one where you're going to be here.
I'll just say this. We're not going to get into it much. I was told there were certain rules when it comes to WWE.
Yep.
And one of the biggest rules was shattered.
Yes, I know. And we're going to get into that. And also, we're going to get into how Vince treats his legends in real life. That's one that I need him here for that one because we both agree on one of them that he needs that's bullshit. Yeah. But anyway, from what I heard, I'm sorry if I missed. That's the only one I missed, fans. I apologize. I was helping him with something at the time, and we wasn't able to see it because we were getting the party ready.
He was helping the party. I was finishing up a project.
Yep, we apologize for that, but from what I heard, Kalisto won.
Yes.
And retained over Ryback.
A single Salida del Sol.
Yeah, a single Salida del Sol from what I heard. He didn't take too kindly to that at all.
My problem is, ever since Hell in a Cell, what year was that?
2012.
12. They have held this man down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what about the Curtis Axel tag team?
Yeah, but we'll get back to that. If you don't think he's main event caliber, okay, fine, Vince. You may know more about that than us. Probably
Does not.
But just
Does not.
Give him benefit of the doubt.
I know. That's already happened.
But
no.
There is no reason this man cannot be on top of the mid-card. At all.
Triple H built him back up to be Intercontinental Champion, and then what do?
Especially after the damnedest decision you made. Yeah, you rectified it on Raw. But the decision you make in the IC ladder match? Do you want credibility to your mid-card?
Oh, yeah. We're going to get to that here in a minute when it comes to the first match. But the second pre-show match, I believe, If it's not in any particular order, I apologize, because sometimes I don't do it a lot sometimes if it's not right away. But the Total Divas versus the Bad and Blonde match, 6-man tag.
Well, we knew going in that Brie Bella was going to win that because the rumors had been confirmed.
Yeah, but it hasn't been announced yet.
But she has Brie Bella won that match via the Yes Lock. Who did she put in it?
I think it may have been. I don't know which one, but
it was one of them. Anyway, from Bad and Blonde, it wasn't Lana. I remember that she didn't get her hands on Lana herself, but Brie all knew because Brie had been there. Had been rumors around that Brie was retiring like Daniel because they were starting a family. I have nothing against that. Congratulations, Brie and Daniel.
Yeah. But I don't know. There could be one program left for her and Lana to have a one-on-one match, maybe. It all depends. I don't know.
With that tweet.
Well, I've seen the tweet, and it could be done. Yeah. But I mean, they could do something. Who knows? We really can't really confer at this point.
With Divas
contracts
running from Mania to Mania.
And speaking of the Divas term, we'll get to that too in WrestleMania for a good note. But yeah, they won that match. That was not very good. One of the things that turned me off was the fact that Eva fucking Marie was in that.
Well, Eva Marie's in it. She has no talent.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, if you ever see this, I'm just taking a prayer here. If you ever see this, I want to address one thing for my wife and for you. I don't watch Total Divas like my wife does.
What do you mean? I told him I watched Total Divas.
I do other things. I just don't watch reality shows. It's not that.
I watch very few. I watch ones that are actually good.
But I want to address the elephant in the room here. One episode I did watch was when Eva says, "I'm getting trained," and I'm like, "Oh, wow, okay, cool. I'm getting one-on-one training." And I'm like, "Okay, you got my interest." I'm not gonna lie, I'm a man with a pulse. I don't like her fake red hair, but she's got a nice rack on her.
I can't even look at her like that anymore.
But she's like, "I'm getting trained by the legendary." Oh, my heart stops for a minute. Legendary. This is gonna be awesome. She says, "Brian Kendrick." I fell off the couch laughing.
See, what do you mean by cruiserweights? Like,
someone needs to teach you the definition of the damn word. Legendary. That works for his fucking favorite. Sting or Flair or the blasphemous name shall not be named. Hulk Hogan.
Oh, fuck him. Now, say it. Hulk Hogan.
Roddy Piper. God rest his soul.
Yes.
Or any...
The American Dream himself. Dusty Rhodes.
You know, legendary. Like, you're talking this person has been at the top.
I personally have nothing against Brian Kendrick in general because I like tag team wrestling.
Let me think of Brian
because his partner was the intrepid traveler Paul London.
I think I watched him get destroyed multiple times on SmackDown. That sounds legendary.
Yeah, but I like his tag team wrestling. I liked him and his partner, the intrepid traveler Paul London. They still hold the reign for the longest tag title reigns for the belts the shitty, fucking, stupid ass New Day has. He may have been converted. I don't give a shit. I hate the New Day, and I forever will.
I was talking to Royal Blackness about that, and by the way, he's a black guy, and he's kind of the same fence as I am with that. We don't like their entrance music. We don't like the dancing. We think they're kind of funny on some of the things
they've already killed Kofi Kingston.
Some of the things they say we think's funny, but that opening part with Big E, where he says.
That's when you know you want to go take a piss.
Yeah, he says it's a New Day. He says, clap for your
world famous
2-time champs and feel the power.
That makes you want to get up and go take a piss or get something to drink.
With me and him, my friend Royal Blackness, that part for some reason does something right here, and we have to do it with him. And then after that, I don't care.
That's like believing the Yes movement was what it was.
I do want to say it was awesome to see them come out in Saiyan armor. I don't know if you can see
that was bullshit.
But we got some Dragon Ball Z things.
I got a Dragon Ball Z poster.
And that's mostly because of Xavier Woods, even though he doesn't like him. I don't like his character. That man is an adamant anime.
Yes,
thing.
Yeah, that one I will say.
I respect the man on YouTube because he has a successful gaming channel, up, and down.
Yeah.
And I'd love to work with him one day on that aspect.
Yeah, I've seen his channel, and I've never said this, but I have seen his channel. It's not bad, but I still hate him because he's a fucking thief, number one. That's why Brodus Clay went to TNA and is actually something right now working with Matt Hardy. Because you're a thief, Xavier, and you can't wrestle, and you have no talent. So, fuck you on that aspect. Anyway, that match with Total Divas, totally stupid.
Yeah.
And now on to the giant fucking elephant in the room in the final pre-show match. The fucking Usos taking on the Dudley Boys. Oh my God. Vince McMahon, are you fucking dumbass? Again, really? You make the fucking Dudley Boys job again to these fuckers? Really? And what do you do to them last night on Raw? You make them win the tables match and make them look more stupid because they wouldn't leave. Although, who came out as funny, but again, they're going to be jobbed to. That's fucking stupid. The fucking Usos beat them again when it was a regular match, and the Usos win again, making the Dudley Boys look fucking weak.
Last night, the Dudleys won.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning. But what's the point?
Dude.
And then they bring out, my favorite tag, which we'll get to.
Ever since that all went down, and the Dudleys were supposed to win the tag belts, and...
Oh, I already know the Usos were the ones that did it. What the fuck gave them the right to say, oh, but Dudley Boys have no fucking right to win the championships? I swear to God, if I was Bubba Ray and he was Devon, we would beat that fucking ass backstage and tell them 24 World Tag Team titles states we got the God-given right to become the tag champs because they'd already won them 9 times, technically 10. Because for some reason, they don't count the reign they had with the belts the New Day has. So, fuck the Usos on that aspect. What gives you the God-given right to go to Vince fuck McMahon to screw the Dudley Boys?
I remember sitting there during that pre-show match, and we're watching.
We were just fucking dumbfounded.
And one of them, I don't know which one, does a, by the way, shitty super kick to Devon. And I was like, oh, it's a 2 count. And I look down to do something, and I hear the 3.
Yeah.
And I look up at Eric here, and I look up at him dumbfounded, and I said, did they just win? And he said, yeah. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? And then the Dudley Boys get pissed off, attack them. Well, maybe I'm pissed too. They get the tables, and then shit goes downhill from there.
We were just... In the words of Tyrone Magnus, we were just dumbfounded.
Yeah, and then the Usos put him through, and I'm like,
yeah, and then
a WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, and then they win last night on Raw, we're going to use a few points from Raw last night because it kind of intertwines. They win last night on Raw in a tables match. What the fuck is the point? It was meaningless. It's kind of like half of the damn WrestleMania card that I'm going to get to. The 3 main ones I told you were meaningless. But that was the end of the pre-show. Now on to the opening match. And the opening match, it was fine. I didn't care. It was a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, consisting of The Miz, fuck him, Dolph Ziggler, who does not need to be in the match to begin with. We'll get on that here in a minute because I already told you how I feel about that. Zack fuck Ryder, who's an idiot and shouldn't even be involved in that. Sami Zayn, which I was glad he was in there because Sami finally got brought up to the main roster, the champion himself, my boy, KO, and wrestling's worst nightmare, and Mr. Wrestling himself, Kevin Owens, the prize fighter, my boy, the defending champion, and who else was in there? One other one. Who else was in that? Because there were 6 people.
You got Sami Zayn, you got Dolph Ziggler, you got Miz, you got
Owens,
you
got Ryder.
Oh,
Sin Cara. There it is, Sin Cara. Now, I didn't think that fucking Zack Ryder needed to be in that match at all. What the fuck has he done? Take his damn internet championship, and who gives a shit?
They did. When they took control of his show, they took away it.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing. The match, I have to tell you, that match was actually pretty damn good. It was a good opening match. A lot of good high spots. Everything was fucking great. Until the ending.
Like, he was upset because he thought The Miz was going to win.
Yeah. Then
was I.
Then it got worse.
But we would have gladly have taken that.
Over what the fuck happened next.
Oh, once Miz gets shoved off. It is Ryder. And we're like, no.
Yep. And Zack Ryder proceeds after he shoves Miz off, after Kevin Owens got a hellacious fucking move from Sami Zayn onto a ladder, which was fucking brutal and vicious. He ascends to the fucking top, grabs the title, your winner, and fucking new Intercontinental Champion is Zack fucking Ryder.
Made no sense.
My God. That made no fucking sense. Because, wrestling fans, last night on Monday Night Raw, for the 3rd time in 4 years, the Intercontinental Champion loses the title yet again. because Zack Ryder gets challenged by The Miz last night on Raw. The Miz beats him, and therefore, The Miz is the current, as of the SmackDown tapings now, which I don't know the results, is the Intercontinental Champion.
He's a better champion than that.
He's 5-time champion. Now, I hate The Miz personally, but the fact is, if he's already a 5-time Intercontinental Champion, why haven't you put the strap on him again? As much as I would hate it...
put the strap on him, why not give it to him in Mania?
Yeah. I said, as much as I fucking hate The Miz, I would have rather him be the champion than the man that they have now, which we will get into. But I had to do a little sidetrack because Raw happened yesterday, so I wanted to get all the certain points of Raw in for that match. Okay. But that was the ladder match. That match was fucking... It was pointless. Fucking pointless.
It was a good match, destroyed by the ending.
And then last night.
They reversed the decision by making another match on Raw.
Yeah.
And Miz wins it. It's like...
That's the third time in 4 years that's happened.
It's like Miz should have won it last night.
But again, it predicates to certain fans because Daniel Bryan
it makes me think
didn't get that opportunity last year.
Think something stupid, like maybe Zack Ryder's leaving. I don't care. I don't care if Zack Ryder's leaving.
He needs to go down to NXT with Mojo Stupid Rawley and continue doing the hype bros.
He hasn't done anything to earn it yet.
Yeah, but the fact is, though, is that for the third time in 4 years, the Intercontinental Champion loses the title one night after he wins it. That happened to The Miz twice, to the same guy, I might add. Bad News Barrett let me explain that, let me rephrase that. Wade Barrett beat him twice after he was champion the night before in the rematch. Now, of course, predicating to the fans, Daniel Bryan Fuck Bryan then, didn't get that opportunity. Why? Because he's Daniel Bryan last year. But it still was a debacle because he had to relinquish the belt anyway because he got hurt again. But then this year, you give it to a piece of shit and let another piece of shit win the championship. You know what you need to do, Vince? Just totally not have the Intercontinental title defended on WrestleMania no more. Save your fucking Intercontinental title matches for the night after if you're going to let the champion lose. Because it'd be a fucking pointless match. Or at least put the U.S. title in the damn ladder match. Because that'd be more interesting. And people want to see that because that's actually lineage of the WCW. But of course, we all know how you truly feel about that company, don't you? Don't we? You bring in your own stars to bury their careers, like you did Sting, which I'll get into later. But as of right now, it's not about that. Match number 2. What was the second match of the card? I do believe it was second match of the night. If we have to go around, we could.
I'm trying to remember. I know the ladder match was the first.
Yeah.
And the next match.
Oh, the New Day versus the League of Nations.
Yep.
That was a pointless and meaningless match. That match was not really that good anyway.
They came out of Booty-O box.
The New Day comes out. Insane armor, like he said. But what baffled me was it wasn't for the fucking tag titles.
Well, I think I discussed this with you.
There's
a rumor around that somebody in the New Day, somebody in the League of Nations got in trouble, and they were supposed to be one of the ones to win the tag belts, and they chose against it and changed it from title match.
But see, what they did at WrestleMania nullifies what happened on the next night on Raw, which I thought was gay.
The League beats them, and then they
the League of Nations wins the match, even though in a match that was totally fucking ridiculous. The match was not that good. Fans were quiet the whole time because everybody was cheering the New Day, which I don't know why. It must be on the fucking Daniel Bryan brainwashing pill because I still hate those fuckers, and I always will because they're annoying. Every time they're on, I want to go take a piss or get something to drink. I was in the other room for the whole 10 minutes they talked. They were that annoying. They were a waste of air. But anyway, the League of Nations win. Now, if they were in trouble, like my colleague over here says, then why is it that last night on Raw they defended the belts against the League of Nations and still beat them?
Now,
what's the point?
You can't forget the WrestleMania moment that came because of that match.
Yeah. That's right.
The League sits there.
The League of Nations sits there and says that no three men can ever beat us, and we're the greatest ever. And then all of a sudden, fans, for the first time since WrestleMania 26, that he gets in there, the Heartbreak Kid, the Showstopper, the main event, and the icon, Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels comes out, along with the hardcore legend himself, Mick Foley. And then fans, oh baby, I'm giddy on this one. the man himself, the man that revolutionized the Attitude Era and carried it on his back, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, my colleague over here wanted somebody, which I would have been proud to have because of this. And that, my friends, is the immortal one himself, Hulk Hogan. Because he just won his case against Gawker, which is the prime reason that they fired him. But what we're going to talk about later on is while they're trying to erase him from history, Vince, you wouldn't have your money without him. Always fucking remember that.
First 3 WrestleMania.
You wouldn't have any WrestleMania if it wasn't for his ass. And all your damn content on the network, you'd have to take off because of his ass. But anyway, those three come out there and proceed to lay the smackdown, as I may use that back in the Attitude Era slogan, lay the smackdown on all their candy asses. Because, fans, I'm a Rock fan too. But everybody knows I'm a Stone Cold one first. He knows that, but I'm still part of Team Bring It. He likes Rock first, I like Austin first, but I'm still not a member of Team Bring It. But they proceed to lay out the League of Nations. Then the New Day get in there and start celebrating. Xavier Woods, even though he admits it on Raw, makes a fatal mistake. He tries to dance with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin don't dance, people. He hates it.
I didn't trust the moment Austin started dancing anyway.
The moment I didn't trust it either, and what does Austin do? Bang! Drops him with some stunner with some stank on it, and leaves his ass laying, and they celebrate drinking beer.
Let's talk about that sell Rusev did, though. Man, when he got stunned, man, bravo to Rusev, man. I don't like you that much, but you sold that like you were dead.
Yep, but the best one that sells the stunner was The Rock.
Oh, he oversells.
Yeah, but it's still great, though. Their matches were classics. But anyway, that was absolutely fucking cool. When it pertains to that, to them three coming out there, they proceeded to beat that ass on the League of Nations. Fucking brilliant. I loved it. Fucking cool. Then, the third match of the night, wasn't that the Divas title match?
Yes.
Which, ladies and gentlemen, as of right now and as of this conference, the term Diva will forever be retired. As per the pre-show, WWE Hall of Famer and my wife, as I put it, because she was one of my crushes growing up in the Attitude Era.
He wishes.
Yeah, my redheaded wife, Lita, unveiled a new women's championship. Now, it is not the same women's title that was the original that they had retired in 2010.
After the WWE World Heavyweight.
It's modeled kind of after, no, the WWE whatever, it has a lineage of the WWE Championship. This is a whole new belt with a whole new lineage.
It's look, it's design.
Yeah, its design is like what the WWE Championship looks like. And its lineage is totally new. That night at WrestleMania would be the final night the Divas Championship would be defended. And that, fans, was a triple threat match between the Boss, Sasha Banks, my black wife, the Irish Last Kicker, Becky Lynch, my Irish and redheaded wife, and the Divas Champion, Charlotte, which I would be my wife because she's the daughter of Ric Flair, one of my heroes. A man who is the only 16-time world champion as of this writing, and I pray to God it stays that way.
Yeah, he must be Mormon. He has too many wives.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. It's not Mormon. It's just me, and everybody knows that it's just a preference. I'm not really married to them. I wish. It's just a dream. I would marry them in a heartbeat. All of them, especially Sasha Banks. That woman is gorgeous. And the match, this blew my mind. This match was probably ranks up there as one of the best of the night.
No, they sat there and they were chanting, "This is wrestling."
Yeah, this is wrestling. I haven't heard that from the WWE audience in years.
This was the fourth match.
It doesn't matter. We can backtrack and go to the other one if we need to. Okay. That was match 4. It's no particular order. But that match was by far one of the best of the night. It was. Charlotte, they did something I've been praying they would do. They let Charlotte wrestle. Finally! They let her wrestle. But of course, my brother-in-law here has to be critical of the ending. Who gives a crap? I didn't see nothing.
Of course you didn't. You're very convenient.
I'm just playing.
YouTube channel on wrestling. You got to see everything.
Yes, I'm just playing with him. It was a joke. The match was phenomenal. It was good. I didn't really care who won because I like all three, but I was pulling for Sasha to win. I felt it was her time. I felt she should have got her shot at Fastlane.
I was pulling for
Sasha? Becky? Well, I was pulling for Sasha because I thought Sasha should have got her match last month at Fastlane, like I stated, not Brie Bella. They were just predicating to the Daniel Bryan fans. But that's just me. The match, though, overall, was great. I'd give it a 7 on the fucking scale. That was amazing. Maybe even an 8. That's how good of wrestling quality it was.
I would have given it an 8. But the ending brought down to
And then the ending, what happened was, Charlotte tried several times to put on the figure 8. They were interfered. Sasha gets knocked out of the ring. And as Charlotte's putting on the figure 8 on Becky Lynch, Sasha tries to get in the ring and Ric Flair grabs her and prevents her from coming in. Therefore, Becky Lynch taps out. Your winner and your final Divas champion, but first ever WWE Women's Champion of the new lineage, Charlotte. The match was good overall, but he, on the other hand, does not like it. When I say I didn't see nothing, I was just playing, YouTubers. You know, I won't lie to you. I never will on this channel when the cameras are rolling. I won't ever lie. When, off camera, I mess with him all the time because we've been knowing each other a lot of years, and that's how I am. But, yeah, Ric Flair, it contributed again. Even though at that time, I was just being me and said I didn't see nothing. I was like, all in all, I hated that. It was stupid.
Yeah, what was the point? Perfectly great match.
It ruined a perfectly good match. And then the backtrack.
I think, in my opinion, her coming out with Flair's WrestleMania
24 Roman redoing it. That made me cry.
That was awesome. I think for Charlotte's sake, for her to have that moment, Flair should have left. He should have given her a hug.
Snoop Dogg wasn't out there for Sasha when he came out with her.
And he should have left.
My nizzle.
If Charlotte would have cheated another way without her dad, you expect it. She's a Flair. I've already stated that. That's why when she cheats, it don't surprise me.
It's
a triple threat match, so how the hell is it cheating?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, when she cheats in other matches, I told you it didn't surprise me because she's a Flair. I've already seen it.
But that left a sour taste in my mouth. But back to the actual third match.
Yeah, back to the match. Sorry, like I said.
And
match number 4, which I thought would never happen.
Which was 3, technically.
Why 2? No, they've had another match because on SmackDown, Jericho got him. Won the second match.
No, the third match of WrestleMania, though.
Yeah, third match, yeah. It's no particular order, like I said. I've done it before where I've had to backtrack. But the match before that was Y2J Chris Jericho. I don't call him the name he says because he lost that title, and he forever will lose that until he beats the man.
I'll say it.
Yeah, go ahead and say it because we all know that CM Punk is the better. No, he did not prove it.
Proved it at Mania.
Versus the phenomenal one himself, AJ Styles. In match number 4 of their series of trilogies. Phenomenal match. That was the match of the night.
It was.
Again.
And did we not call it?
Yeah.
We said, this match is going to steal the show.
And it stole the show. Nakamura and Zayn's match still tops that, but they're close.
To the Hell in a Cell later that we're going to talk
about. None. But that is the match of the night. Because like I say, every match AJ does is phenomenal. That's why I use it. That's why he deserves to be called the phenomenal AJ Styles. Taken from a man sitting over here that doesn't watch TNA. Hates it. Same with ECW, the original. He did not like it at all. But he knew of stars.
ECW. I like Rob Van Dam.
And he liked Taz.
Absolutely fucking respected him. And Taz. TNA. I know who
Samoa Joe was.
Samoa Joe is.
And he knew AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. When it comes to
Austin Aries.
The Austin Aries I knew a little bit about. But the thing was, the person that surprised him that I knew about was the man who made so much noise that you could not know him if you watched anything that wasn't WWE. And that was Prince Devitt himself.
Yes, Finn Balor. That surprised me. I didn't think he would know who that was in the Bullet Club. Because, as everybody knows, he was the leader and founder of that very faction. And he knew who he was. So that tells me that the reach over in Japan and all the independent promotions reach even further to this man, who doesn't really watch independent stuff. No. I do. And that's what helps me in the end. And then whenever they debut, he goes and watches them and see what he thinks. Because he does it because like I say, there's a lot of people.
I knew Owens.
Yeah, he knew Kevin Steen, as I call him.
Because I had heard some things, and I said, hey, you got them DVDs, Kevin Steen.
Yeah, and I have them.
And he let me borrow them.
And he borrowed them, and he loved what he's seen.
Bullshit that he gave his package pile driver.
Oh, yeah, see, exactly. He can't use it.
All in all honesty, we watched someone at WrestleMania 32, Vince, lose to a pile driver. Even though it's the Tombstone, it's still a pile driver.
Yeah, I've stated the devil's advocate thing for my fast lane.
People have got hurt from the Tombstone.
Yep, and also
AJ, where I don't know. All honesty here, truthful. When was the last time he actually truly?
It was when Yoshitatsu broke his neck in 2007 on the Styles Clash.
I'm not talking about the package.
Package pile driver?
I don't think anybody's ever got hurt.
I don't think anybody's technically ever got hurt. And Sami Zayn's when it was El Generico, got package pile drove off of the apron through tables on Ring of Honor, which you saw on the DVD.
Yep.
He package power drove him through a table, and Steve Corino, who I hate, got package power drove on a stack of freaking chairs in a match. Didn't get hurt. He's gotten package power drove on a ladder, off of a ladder. El Generico did, / Sami Zayn.
He's not a skinny guy.
No.
I'm not disrespecting him.
And why is Samoa Joe allowed to use the muscle buster?
He got a lot of padding in that ass.
Yeah.
And that's all you got to have for that move.
He's the inventor of the package power driver.
But let's get off that. Let's go back to the match.
But the match was fucking phenomenal. The best match. That was the match of the night. AJ Styles, Chris Jericho.
Shocking, because we always thought
Styles was going to win.
Winning.
Yeah, but the match was good. There was a lot of phenomenal high spots in that. Phenomenal wrestling.
And the fact that Jericho beat him clean.
Yeah. So,
awesome.
I mean, get to that. Yeah, he always jumps to conclusions, but that's fine. That doesn't bother me.
Conclusions because I like
No, you're always jumping ahead, but that's fine. We can. My fans can expect that. You're an exciting guy like me. It's fine. But, yeah, the match was phenomenal. It was great. Oh, man, there was high spots off the ass. There was flying forearms, lion salts. There was fucking moves. There were
Flash.
Oh, God, yes. Thank you, Lord. The Styles Clash is not bad because he used it. But what pissed me off is he fucking kicked out again. That's bullshit. Once. Just once I led to see him win. And we'll get to that here in a minute for the point for the WWE Championship. That was another point for Raw. We'll get to that there when the main event happens. I got you. You're with me. Now, that match, though, was awesome. He kicks out the Styles Clash. Then, AJ made a mistake. He should have known better. He goes to the top rope. And when he goes to the top rope, Jericho counters it into a code breaker. 1, 2, 3. The winner of the match is Y2J Chris Jericho. Was I disappointed? No. Because the match was phenomenal. There was no cheating. The match was great. Me and him were hoping AJ would win. But hey, that opens the door for maybe a rubber match, a fifth match at either Payback or Extreme Rules.
Now comes the gravy on the train. Only good matches of the night.
Yeah, and then the next match, I do believe, match number 5, I do believe, I'm going ahead now, is the match that I'm very vocal on, which was the Hell in a Cell match.
No. Brock.
Oh, yeah. Brock Lesnar versus the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God, Vince, what the fuck were you thinking?
We got screwed. What was it? Rumble?
It was Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family.
We're hearing it's going to be Bray Wyatt versus Brock. And I'm like, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be Cell.
Yeah.
No,
it didn't. What they do, they put the damn match at Fastlane when Bray doesn't even wrestle. Yep. And then they make Ambrose fight him. Good God. What was the point? What was the fucking point? You put Bray Wyatt and fucking Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? Money, damn it. Money. It's like Styles and Jericho. Money. Because they're wrestlers, damn it. But no, of course, you put him with fucking Dean Ambrose. And I can call whoever the fuck I want because I hate Dean Ambrose.
That match would have been brutal. They're both stiff wrestlers.
Yes. But we knew it was going to be one-sided. And that's exactly what it was.
I enjoyed it.
I did too. It was the Suplex City show.
People were like, oh, well, Dean got his licks in. Dean had his weapons.
Yeah, Dean had his weapons. And where'd that get him? Another ass whooping.
Put his hand. I left every time Brock stepped on the fucking kendo stick. Like, no.
Yeah, stepped on the kendo stick. Used kendo sticks and everything. Brock broke the kendo stick, 2 of them. Didn't even need them.
I want to warn you. I know it's all scripted. But one of these days, one of you little bastards is going to low blow Brock. By the way, you can ask him. This has started to irritate me.
It is.
One of you bastards is going to low blow him, and he's going to pick you up and F5 you and pin you. And it's going to be an important moment where you thought that would save you, and he's going to pull a cup out.
Yeah, because Undertaker did it. Because Undertaker overdid it a lot back in last year, which, it hit
I was that asshole at Hell in a Cell that...
I told him in Hell in a Cell rant that Taker had it coming. I didn't lie.
When Brock gave him the low blow, I was like, ah!
Yeah, Taker had it coming. I told him that. I didn't lie on my other videos. But Lesnar proceeded to beat that ass.
Yes.
13 suplexes. Hey, Ambrose, how did it feel to go to Suplex City?
Yeah,
how did it feel? How did it feel?
They're never going to let nobody live up to that 16.
Yeah. He tried to get 16. I was praying to God that he wouldn't break that record, because that's a record fucking Cena needs to have. That's the only 16 you're ever going to get, you asshole.
Our new champion.
Oh, no, stop. That 16 scene is the only 16 you're ever going to be worthy of ever fucking having is them suplexes. And I'm going to fucking say that to the daggone the grave. I was so happy with last year. But on to the real point. When it pertains to that, Ambrose proceeded to get his ass beat. He's got to step out real quick, but he'll be right back. He proceeded to get his ass beat. Suplex after suplex after suplex after suplex. Ambrose tried to use the weapons. And it didn't work. Ambrose proceeded to use every single weapon imaginable. He used the kendo stick on him, and Lesnar just took it and just busted it right across his leg. Busted it right across his knee. No problem whatsoever. Then, the second kendo stick he brings in there, Lesnar teased him all night by stepping on the kendo stick, wanting him to get it. Telling him to come get it. And when he would, he'd step on it. And when he finally did, Lesnar just looked at it and busted it across his knee and proceeded to beat his ass. And then Ambrose, being the stupid motherfucker he is, welcome back, proceeded to throw in a bunch of chairs like Terry Funk did in ECW. And it got him nowhere because he wound up getting F5'd on the steel chairs. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, the man himself, the motherfucking baddest fucker I've ever seen, other than Kevin Owens. And that is the Beast Incarnate and the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. And I always call him that because he earned that title when he first debuted. And I will forever call him that. Yeah, the owner and the president of Suplex City. And he came
from the University of Violence.
Yes, and also, coming from the man who I could consider the mad scientist himself, Paul Heyman, whom he's critical on, for obvious reasons, because he doesn't like ECW. Although
love him as an advocate, not so much as a promoter.
And as a manager. I like him as a promoter, I hate him as a manager, but as his advocate, he's funny as shit. Because he puts Lesnar over to the badness that he truly is. Because 16 to Cena, combined with the ones he gave Roman Reigns at Mania and at Fastlane, and then the 9 he gave to Ambrose, including the 13 that he gave to Ambrose, right there tells you that what Paul Heyman says is money, and what he says is the truth. That was a meaningless match in my view. The match was good for sheer brutality.
It gave us 12 minutes to watch someone get their ass beat.
Yeah, pretty much. But it doesn't compare to the John Cena beating at SummerSlam, though. That was fun.
2014? Oh, God.
Yeah, that was like an orgasmic. That was like orgasmic.
I was on the fence with Brock forever.
Yeah, until that match.
And when Brock beat Taker at 30, I go, oh, he didn't deserve it. He didn't need it. It wasn't necessarily he didn't deserve it. He didn't need it.
Yeah, well, I have to admit, give credit where credit's due, even though I hate it, and the fans on here know that I fucking hate it. But Lesnar is the one that broke it.
Yep. Well, when he won, I was like, Well, then when he finally gets the WWE title picture, I'm like, okay. And then I was like, oh, I'm kind of worried because
Cena's got the golden shovel to bury people.
First showed up in 2012.
Yep.
He gets beat that following
that April
in Extreme Rules by John.
But
John
laughed at that.
One bit of off. I laughed because I didn't care who won at the time. Remember, I literally called it. I said it'd be hilarious if Brock destroys John Cena the whole match and somehow John Cena wins.
And he did.
And he did.
And again, it takes what Blue Split said, which I love now. He took the golden shovel and buried Brock Lesnar when he returned.
But long story short, when Brock said it's going to be ugly, people, it's going to be brutal. He says, I'm going to leave him in a puddle of blood, piss, and vomit. I was like, that is a hell of a promise.
And he delivered.
I was like, you can't. I kept telling people, I was like, I think Brock's going to brutalize John. And people were like, no, it's John Cena. That'll never happen. And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, you don't understand. This is like, that was a hell of a promise. I was like, that, if I'm too stupid to be scared of a lot of shit. But if someone looked me in the eye like Brock looked that cameraman in the eye that day and said that to me, I'd be intimidated slightly. Because that's a hell of a promise. It's a hell of a threat. And I looked at it, I was like, this is going to be bad. And I was like, how bad, I wonder. And on that night, when he demolished C Nation, worse than even my boy The Rock did at 28.
We count that, by the way.
Because at 28, he was
fuck 29.
Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
We're going to be getting to that.
Both of them, 28 and 29, it was back and forth. There was no back and forth at SummerSlam 2014. John Cena got demolished like
it was an ass whooping.
Paul Heyman said it would be.
In the words of Tyrone Magnus, my boy, it was orgasmic. It was. It makes you just want to go find.
I didn't touch myself like he did.
But well, it doesn't matter if Tyrone touches it because it makes you want to go find a woman and just hold on to.
There were a lot of Brock babies made that night.
There had to have been. Because if I had me a woman, I would have done it all night because I got to witness the fall of John Cena.
But that was the birth.
Yes, of Suplex City.
And then I think it was number 6 or 7.
Yeah.
He hits John with, and John's out of it, and he smiles and he goes, "Suplex City, bitch."
Yeah.
I was like,
and then that was the main, and then all the shirts have been made, and everybody now chants along with the suplexes.
I even made a meme. It was he doesn't like it. I'm not trying to pick fun of Taker, but it's when John did his miraculous thing he always does, and he comes out of it, hits that John Cena gear, that final gear, and he gave Brock Lesnar the attitude adjustment.
F you. Called the name it really is.
F you. And he pins him 1, 2, and immediately, not like 2 or 3/4, no, barely 2. Brock kicks out with power. And John, like, scrambles to the turnbuckle, bottom turnbuckle. And he's leaning against it. And then Brock sets up like Undertaker. Sticks his tongue out. And is laughing at John. The face John Cena had
was fear.
Was pure fear.
Why don't we talk about the first 30 seconds when he hit the F5 and the first 30 seconds when the bell rang?
That was awesome.
I honestly thought that'd be a record. That would have killed John Cena right there.
You know,
that would have killed him right there. That would have killed the credibility of every golden shovel he had taken. But of course, Vince had to make it look somewhat of a match.
And I loved all the people there at SummerSlam. Hey, I can't believe it. I can't believe this happened. What did you think was going to happen?
What do you think was going to happen? He was going to be super fucking Cena and beat John... No! Unrealistic! In the words of Bruce Blitz, which, by the way, I hope to God you come back on YouTube, because I miss your fucking rants. I love all of your videos.
We're getting off track here.
It doesn't matter if we're getting off track or not. This may be the longest rant I have, but I have a guest with me, and I was expecting this. Mm-hmm. Match number 6, the next one. One that kind of tore me in a way that he doesn't really know, and that was the Hell in a Cell match between Shane O'Mac himself, Shane McMahon, and the Phenom.
Awesome return.
Yes, The Undertaker.
My voice.
Yes.
I turned to my wife 10 seconds before this happened. I shit you not. And Vince is talking to Stephanie, and I turned to my wife, and I'm just bullshitting. It was one of those random fleeting moments.
Which I've done before, too, and it's happened.
And I looked at my wife and I said, it'd be hilarious if Shane showed up and ruined it.
And then you hear, here comes
the money. And I die. I'm like, oh my God, I just called that. And Shane comes out, the thunderous ovation.
It has been, and I am critical of all the McMahons, but I'm going to stand here and tell you, Shane-O has always been my favorite. Even when he tags with this shitty-ass fucking piece of shit dad, who I wish would just go the fuck away and retire and stay gone out of wrestling because he's killed it enough, I still kind of liked him. But Shane McMahon was the only McMahon I loved because that motherfucker is a fearless son of a bitch.
Yep.
And then he said he wanted control of the WWE, which would be Monday Night Raw. Vince, of course, puts him in a match with The Undertaker set up for WrestleMania. The match was pointless in my view because he's damned if he does and damned if he didn't. Me, I didn't care who won till Vince laid down a stipulation that said that if Taker didn't win, he would never perform at WrestleMania again, trying to sucker me into picking Taker so if he loses, I could be a jackass. And then he can laugh at me again like he did at 30. And I also had a fear of something, and I will never, ever probably utter this off camera, but I will utter this to him because he didn't even know. I honestly thought I had a fear Taker was not going to walk out the winner. Not because everybody was saying it. Before anybody started clamoring for Shane to win, I had that fear. Because I thought he was going to win somehow. Cheating or non-cheating. And it would have been stupid.
I honestly believe even if they didn't want to change Taker to losing, if they wanted to keep Taker winning, I think they skipped the hell up. Like, that match was phenomenal.
Yes, it
was
good.
I think they literally passed on a golden opportunity. Because what did we hear? It was always one thing. Who was going to help Shane win? Yeah.
We were hoping it'd be some WCW guys.
You passed on a golden opportunity. You don't have to let Shane win, but you should have had somebody come and help Shane somewhere.
Yeah, it didn't have to be anybody from the Alliance. You can just go back to... If Vince wants to rehash the Monday Night Wars from 31, fuck you, by the way, on that. And we'll get into that on another rant, too, with you here on how he destroys people. But if you wanted to do that thing, then rehash the Alliance. Or have some notion of the Alliance, and remember when Shane bought the company and storyline, and have somebody from WCW come in and interfere. Undertaker didn't have to lose, but have him interfere. It would be realistic. Because I all thought that the human jackass himself, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, fuck you. You're just like Russo. You all wish you all die. Or just retire and go the fuck away. Which, by the way, I had noticed Russo hasn't opened his mouth since the third time I challenged his ass. Maybe he's learned his place. Anyway, that would have been realistic. But all in all, the match was good. Phenomenal. One of the better Hell in a Cell matches I've seen. Although, I wish there'd be fucking blood in it. It's brutal. It's what it's supposed to be.
Well, it's brutal.
But it just there was no blood. I mean, I just wish there would have been blood and more fucking violence. But Shane held his own. And what I thought was cool was when he brought his 3 kids out in the entrance for him when he came out, when he was doing his little entrance when he had his 3 children. That was cool. The match goes, Shane unhinges the side of the cell. He of course, gets speared through it by Taker, which his spear is way better. Taker's is, and that's sad. And he goes there, and then Shane makes a critical no-no because he already did it on Raw that Monday. He ascends to the top of the Hell in a Cell to drop his world-famous elbow on Taker, which he had done the previous Monday, which was a shitty move. Taker knew it. And as he ascends the fucking top of the Hell in a Cell, he goes for the elbow, and he fucking misses. And oh my God.
He missed. Taker moved.
Yeah, Taker moved, and he missed. Oh my God, was it brutal.
When Shane did that on Monday Night before, I go, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that's a repertoire weapon.
Taker wouldn't have known you had it in you.
Yeah.
And then you might have hit it.
But he hit it, and he missed it, and I mean, he barreled through the fall. Now, that fall does not beat Mick Foley's fall from Hell in a Cell. That still does not beat that. That fall will forever be number 1 on the hearts and minds and lists of everybody that's seen Hell in a Cell. But anyway, Shane misses. Taker drags his ass into the ring as he's doing it, and Shane goes like that on the outside. Taker picks him up, throws him into the ring. He's out of it. Taker does the same thing, gets him up, and Shane stands up, and he's all out of it, and Shane goes like that again. And Taker pats him on the face as a sign of respect.
Yeah.
As a sign of respect. Picks him up, drops him with the tombstone. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, and 23-1 at WrestleMania is The Undertaker. And that was the first time I didn't cheer. I felt that there was something missing in that. It didn't feel right. I was pissed anyway to begin with because the match was pointless. If you want to put Shane in a match for control of the company, you put him up against somebody that was in the authority, or face him against Vince. Or have Rollins make a surprise return and put Shane up against him, because it would have made sense. Or put somebody up that was a bad guy that works for Vince, that would have made sense instead of putting him up against Taker. Because that was fucking dumb. It was predictable. But people started talking about Shane McMahon winning, and I was on the verge of picking Taker just to piss off those fans. But I chose to stay neutral just to see what would happen. But all in all, that was the second best match of the night, to be honest.
Yep.
And I didn't think it would be. Shane McMahon actually held his own in the match and gave Taker a run for his money. That was a phenomenal Hell in a Cell match. It was up there than the Brock Taker one they had at Hell in a Cell last year, when Brock won. That was one of the ones I thought ranks up there. That was damn good. And then it goes to the segment with our boy, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, the People's Champion, The Rock.
Actually, we don't have him yet.
Yeah, we do. After that match.
We have the Andre.
No, that comes after the Rock segment, because that was before the world title match.
Okay.
The Rock thing happens or whatever, and even if it does, we can just go back to it. I just want to do the Rock segment first, because that's fucking cool. Rock comes out there.
Debatable.
I know. Rock goes and comes out there, fires the thing, and my brother-in-law over here is like, "What the fuck's Rock's doing?" And I said, "I know what he's doing." I said, "We don't know the attendance record yet. We didn't know yet. They waited the whole time."
By the way, there's rumors about that.
Yeah, and of course there is. There was rumors about WrestleMania 3, too.
Yeah.
About the direct response. I don't care. But anyway, The Rock comes out there, stands in the ring, tells him it's great to be back at WrestleMania and everything else. And he announces a record attendance at WrestleMania of 101,763. And of course, already, after 2 days, people are debating on whether or not...
We're basing our opinion off of what we were told.
Yeah, what we were told. But I don't care, even if it wasn't real. People have been debating the 93,173 record of WrestleMania 3 that stood for 29 years
for years.
Well, the record's
still broken.
But people don't believe it's 100,000.
The rumors are it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 95,000.
Yeah, but they also said it was in the neighborhood of 80,000 for 3. Who cares? You're going to have your critics that don't like wrestling that wants to tweak that because they don't consider it a sport. Who cares? I go by what they say, and I believe there was 100,000 people in there. The Cowboy Stadium, the AT&T Stadium, it's big enough to hold that. So who cares? Anyway, so Rock goes out there. He's talking about 101,000. Then all of a sudden, here comes the fucking Wyatt family. Now, it's no secret to you I love Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family. I always have. Why are you picking on another one? You tried to pick on Taker. That got you nowhere. You go and fucking poke the Beast, which is a mistake, and he's yet to get his hands on you, which he will. Then you want to go and poke the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. No, you don't do that. So Bray comes out there, threatens The Rock, and Rock basically banters back because Rock don't give a shit if you're serious. He'll banter with you till it goes dark and WrestleMania went off the air because he's the fucking Rock. And then he says he wants something, so Rock makes an impromptu match. Because he takes off his shirt, then he rips off the pants that he had on, which I could clearly see had boots on them, but it didn't matter. Rips it off, and he faces Eric Rowan. The bell rings, rock bottom, 1, 2, 3, and another WrestleMania record happened of 6 seconds. The Rock beats Eric Rowan. Another WrestleMania record. I thought that was absolutely fucking funny. That was great. I thought that was hilarious. Oh my God, and then it all fucking goes down the fucking tubes. Because wrestling fans, YouTubers, and my subscribers, the Wyatt family surround the ring, and we fucking hear the damn music. Again, stealing the fucking spotlight and making his dramatic fucking return is the Fruity Pebble bitch himself, John fuck Cena. Yep. And I'm like Tyrone Magnus. Again, really? You want to make him be friends with The Rock? Who the fuck is going to buy that? Nobody will. Because it's John fuck Cena. Yeah, he got cheered. Who gives a flying shit? You fucking take away The Rock's moment and you give it to John Cena. So in some terms, you take the golden shovel and bury The Rock's moment because you want to put John Cena in it. Fuck you, Vince. Get rid of the son of a bitch. And get rid of Roman Reigns, because I'm getting to that here in a minute, because that's going to be happening here in about one match later after that. So, fuck Cena and The Rock, proceed to clean house and get rid of the Wyatt family, and The Rock says, welcome back, and leaves. And then raises the hand of John Cena. Ugh, that left a sour taste in my mouth. And even looking at him, he can't even look at himself. The Rock, but he only knows that The Rock did it because it was in the script. Because in real life, Rock would slap the shit out of that motherfucker. Still. Because 29 still etches deeply in that fucker's head. See, because if it was me, I would tell Vince, I don't want Cena out there, because it's not his fucking moment, it's mine. You want to send somebody out there, bring somebody that I like out there, like bring back out Austin or somebody. Who gives a shit? Make it realistic. I'll be a biased motherfucker. I wouldn't want Cena to come out there to help me, because I'd knock his damn head off. Because he's a fucking piece of shit and he can't wrestle. But, of course, they steal the moment from The Rock, and fuck Cena steals the day, and Tyrone Magnus himself even hated it, and he's a Rock fan. And Tyrone is my boy, and I hope he sees my videos sometime and fucking messages me, because I would love to do something with him on this show. Because Tyrone Magnus is a hero of mine, other than this man right here, which his gaming channel is amazing. Hey. And anyway, on to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Now, I was happy that this was on the card, the main card. Most people will debate it shouldn't have been on before the title match, but I said it's good anywhere on the card because it's Andre the Giant Memorial Battle. I hated the fact that it was a pre-show last year. I hated that. Did not like it at all. Should have been on the main card. But I liked it. And it had a lot of wrestlers in there. It had Big Show, the defending champion. It had Mark Henry. And it had a surprise in Baron Corbin. Now, he may debate on whether or not I truly like Baron Corbin because when they wrestled at NXT TakeOver Dallas, I picked Austin Aries. I like Austin Aries because Austin Aries is the man. He's A-double. He's the greatest man that ever lived. I don't give a shit what he says because I love Austin Aries. But I also love Baron Corbin because Baron Corbin, when he was packaged right before they rendered him shit in NXT, was a vicious motherfucker. He's got this devastating move called the End of Days. Oh my God, it's sick. But the Battle Royal goes on for a while and it's down to, and then Shaquille O'Neal even makes an appearance, which I didn't think he liked, but I thought was cool because I'm an NBA guy. But we liked Michael Jordan, so I could see why. But Shaq was in there, but then Shaq and Big Show get eliminated by everybody else in the thing. And it's down to Kane. Kane eliminates somebody, and then it's down to Corbin and Kane. Kane, when he eliminates somebody, Corbin comes from behind, eliminates Kane, and your winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is NXT's own Baron Corbin, the Lone Wolf.
I thought that was cool.
I did think that was cool. That's making somebody new. Because he made an appearance on Raw the next night, even though he totally destroyed Dolph Ziggler. Again, making Ziggler eat shit, which I thought was stupid. But, again, it's somebody that's new in NXT, which I think is fucking brilliant. Because we don't have them anymore. And I thought Baron Corbin being in that was cool. I didn't even know he was in that. That was cool. That was okay with me. That was fine because that's somebody new. I like Baron Corbin, and I also like the guy that also returned for Raw Monday night, which I will get to here. And on to the main event of the night. For the WWE Championship, because I will always refer to it as that. I have my reasons why. The WWE defending champion, WWE champion, the game himself, the cerebral assassin, and the king of kings, not the bald ass in a cheap suit, Triple H, taking on Roman fuck Reigns. John Cena 2.0. Ugh, that was a bad taste to even say that. And, again, Vince tries to sway the fans. This time they were smart. They tried to sway the fans into cheering John Cena coming out helping The Rock. That didn't work. He did get cheers, but he still got more boos. Then Stephanie, who's never been involved in his interests, which I thought was pretty cool, actually, downgrades the fans by using her authority voice and gimmick in the entrance to try to sway the people from booing Hunter. They still cheered Hunter. How much did you say? When Roman Reigns made his entrance, he got booed out of the fucking building. 101,000 people booed his ass out of the fucking building.
Yep.
I have never heard anything that bad since John Cena getting booed at ECW One Night Stand and getting booed at Money in the Bank in Chicago when he fought Punk. That's how bad it was. So Vince's little gimmick playing for the wrestling fans, they're growing tired of it, Vince.
Yep.
They're growing tired of you trying to fool them. You're like me. You ain't gonna fucking sway my ass. You're not ever going to. And this match was fucking boring. It was pointless to begin with, and it was boring, and to be honest, I was falling asleep during the match. It was that boring. There was good high spots and good everything, but how bad the match was, I looked back on it later that night about how boring it was, I almost cried. I hadn't seen a match that boring since John Cena started turning into the character he is now. That's how bad it is. So for you Roman fans out there, get off the Roman Empire train before you realize it's too fucking late, like me and him did with John Cena. See, I found out about Roman just in time, because if I wouldn't have, I'd have been looking stupid at this match tonight if I was picking Roman to win. Because I couldn't change my vote halfway through the match after I'd already picked him. So I was glad Fastlane opened my eyes quickly. And I know he's happy for that. And I know he's happy for that.
Oh, yeah.
And everything else. But, of course, the match goes on as follows. And Triple H has the sledgehammer. And, of course, making Roman look strong as always, turns into the Roman Reigns show, of course, and hits him with the Superman punch. Triple H still falls an asshole with the sledgehammer. I'm like, fucking hit the guy already. Just when he comes at you, fucking nail his ass and get disqualified. Who cares? Roman, no. Hits him again. Still holds on to the sledgehammer.
Yep.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, fucking hit him. I don't care if it's a fucking DQ. Roman comes in, hits him again. A third time. Triple H still fights hold of the sledgehammer. And what happens? When Hunter goes to swing, fucking spear, 1, 2, and fucking 3. And your winner and new WWE champion is Roman fucking Reigns.
And I literally got up and walked out.
Yeah. We were, in the words of Tyrone Magnus, and I'm sorry to say this again, we were dumbfounded. We just couldn't fucking believe it.
I said, I think the last words out of my mouth was, it begins again.
Yeah, the 10 years of suckage begins again. Mm-hmm. And I bet Bruce Splits, I hope to God he fucking agrees, and I know Tyrone Magnus agrees, because I watch his reactions to all the pay-per-views to see what he thinks. And if Tyrone Magnus and Bruce Splits think the same thing, then it's a fucking failure. And what happened on Raw Monday night is another prime reason. Comes out there and gloats and says he's the guy.
You got booed again?
Yeah.
18,000 people.
But the fact is, when he says he is the guy and he laughs about it, maybe we're not wrong. It's a foregone conclusion. Because that's exactly what they're doing. And they made a fatal four-way match that night with Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, and Chris Jericho. Of course, Kevin Owens attacks Sami Zayn and knocks him out of the match, which I love because I already know how their feud is in rivalry, and so does he from the Kevin Owens DVD from Ring of Honor when he was Kevin Steen. I can't wait for that match to happen. That's going to draw money.
Oh yeah,
that's going to draw money. I would love to see that fight.
If they do it right.
Yeah, and so far they have. So far they have done it right. How Owens does it. Now, when it pertains to that match, Cesaro made his long-awaited return last night on Raw for that Fatal 4-Way. Thought that was cool. And to close it off, AJ Styles wins to become #1 contender. I was happy for that because it's going to be great. But if the rumors are true from what I read on Ringside News, Vince, you fucking scumbag, you better not make AJ an example of Roman Reigns being stronger as the champion. Because I swear to God, if you do, you are going to be the worst man walking the planet. You need to fucking retire and you need to go. You need to let Roman's reign be short and let AJ Styles shine because he's going to show you why he was at the time the longest reigning TNA World Champion. The man was a 3-time TNA champion. The man needs to be in the match. But you do whatever, Vince. But I know what's going to happen. What is your thoughts in that right there for AJ Styles?
What is it? Is it Extreme Rules?
Either Payback or Extreme Rules. I'm not sure which.
I think AJ Styles is going to put on a phenomenal show like always. And I think they're going to have him job to make Roman look stronger. I don't think we're going to see a legitimate threat to Roman's fucking title reign until SummerSlam. And I think it'll be Brock, and I think they're still going to let him beat Brock.
Oh, that'll be bullshit. We already know what happens in that. I'm waiting for my boy to return, the prodigal son, the leader of the authority.
I'd be worried about that. I've heard rumors that Rollins will go to beat him, and that's when Roman will join the authority.
Well, Roman needs a heel turn. He needs something different or something. Because I'd rather have... it don't matter if Rollins is good or bad. I'll cheer him regardless.
Yeah.
Fact is that something needs to happen, but...
I even said last
night... To close
night,
this out, I know it's probably run over an hour this time for this rant. But
I was honest with him last night. I said, I don't care how it happens, as long as Roman doesn't win the match at WrestleMania. I looked at it and said, I've got Bray Wyatt's mentality. Anybody but Roman right now. I said, I don't care if it's your glory boy Seth Rollins comes out and ruins it all. And he didn't. And
me and him, I'm sorry, I know that we played devil's advocate. I wanted the DQ. I wanted the disqualification. But, of course, they made Roman look strong. Yep. But I know this rant's probably run over an hour, which will be the first time ever in history.
Thank you for having me.
I had my guest here tonight, and I knew that this was going to go an hour, so I was prepared for it. But I'm going to let you all go now. That's it. I'm Hollywood Eric 86. If you want to look, I have my other 13 videos up on my Facebook page. It's Hollywood Eric 86. And if you see this video and you like it, like and subscribe. Go like Cryptic Gaming Network. He has got an amazing channel. And
I got one thing to say before we go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're fine. Go ahead. We're shooting from the hip here.
Shooting from the hip. Haven't had a chance to talk to him about it. He kind of got late getting back for us to shoot this. But as long as it's okay with him, agreeable with him, you don't got to check me out now. But make sure you do by June. Because I'm going to have him there for at least 2 or 3 days. We're going to do complete coverage of E3.
Yeah, I'm a gamer like everybody else probably that watches my videos. I just do a strictly wrestling channel because it's what I like to do in my free time and it gives me time to vent. This is the first guest I've ever had. He had me on one of his shows a while back when he didn't have that much equipment for a Final Fantasy thing, but copyright things happen and they had to be taken off with no audio and you couldn't see our conversation anymore. That wasn't our fault, but I wanted to have him on here for this. And I'm glad. I know it's going to be over an hour long. I apologize for you guys, but you need to see this right all the way through because this is something that I will have probably frequently a lot now since he enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I know this is the longest rant I've had, but we deviated a little bit in the beginning, but I wanted his opinion on what he thinks too. Then I'm Hollywood Eric 86. Check me out again on my Facebook page. It's Hollywood Eric 86. Or come see me on my channel. You can like this and subscribe. I'm Hollywood Eric 86. Thank you so very much for everybody that watches my videos and to my subscribers. And thank you to this man. Subscribe to Cryptic Gaming Network and to his new channel of Do You Even COD. If there's any Call of Duty fans that watches my videos, tune in to Do You Even COD. He's got amazing videos. He is awesome. And if you ever want to see one of the best fan-made videos, go watch his No Man's Sky fan-made video.
Oh, yeah.
To boldly go. The No Man's Sky fan-made video. But it's one of the best ones ever because it uses everything. But I'm Hollywood Eric 86. You are.
Cryptic Gaming Network.
And we are here to say thank you for watching this hour-long WrestleMania rant when it's uploaded. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so very much. Have a good night. I'm Hollywood Eric 86, Cryptic Gaming Network. We'll see you later. Goodbye.